What's going on, everybody? Death Monkey XL here, and today we're talking about a game, Marathon, and its company, Bungie, and how Bungie just can't stop stealing from artists. I don't know why they keep doing this. This is like the fourth time they're doing it. Let's go over the past times, and then we'll talk about this new thing right here. So the first time we saw them take some art from somebody was back in 2021, I believe. We have this Zivu Arath fan art for new Witch Queen trailer. We see it here in the picture. This is the artwork here on the left and inside the game on the right. They admitted to using it, and I believe they pay the artist for that. The next image is this image here that was used in in the game, I think. So this one on the left is the fan art, and this one on the right is what Bungie copied for quote unquote inspiration. They didn't really do like a good twist, right? You know, normally you like do like the little yoinking twist and kind of steal it to kind of like put your own unique twist on it. But they're like, nah, we're just gonna take the entire thing. We're gonna take all of the imagery, the whole. They literally just took the same image and slightly changed it, like because all the work and detail that's in this image is exactly in the image on the right, like the little curves here in the ceiling, the same little curves in the ceiling. So it wasn't even like they just copied and changed some things around. They just transferred it over and then did some filters and stuff on it. The next one is the Nerf gun for the Ace of Spades. So the original artist had this design here. You can see some things that you can be like, well, that's kind of similar as the Ace of Spades, like the gun in the game, but no. So we have little small details here that would only be copied. The way the ace is on the handle, the way this part right here is under on the barrel. It's like a little wear marks, very specific wear marks that are exactly the same. The filigree here is exactly the same. And they kind of changed up some of the patterns here. See how this is like this weird Y crack? They just turned it. So it's like they literally just took the pattern and like flipped it. But it's the same pattern. Like they really So I'm not sure, like, and they admitted to all of these things that they were in the wrong, and then they kept doing it. So now we're here with Marathon. Marathon, the artist known as Anti-Real, has shown that they had some assets here. So let's take a closer look at him. You can see at here, we can see that we have Aleph here. It's exactly the same thing. Well, this is the main one, and this is all in game, and we can see that this is exactly the exact same Aleph upper line, bottom dark space, and then over here you can be like, oh, the arrows or whatever, but these logos down here at the bottom are 100% the same that they use in the games. As I said, this is exactly the person's like logo. The company's logo is this, so and they have it in the game. But even if we looked at this block right here that says 28 in the square, this one right here says square and it's 28 in the yellow. This is actually in the game, right here where my mouse is, and it says Anti-Real on that block, Anti-Real Daily Series. And if you look on the actual green blotch that's in the game, you can kind of see where it still says Anti-Real Daily Series. Like it just kind of faded. Like they didn't, blur it all out or color it out completely. Because what they did is they just put a filter on it. They put some different filters on it to make it be the color that they wanted it to be. And it didn't completely erase what was underneath it. So this is from below it. But that's crazy that they were able to do all that and not really get caught. Even these little dot patterns and stuff. So the artist was able to say, oh, we did this. So they had a response in the video. Their response was, we immediately investigated a concern regarding unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these in a texture sheet that was ultimately used in game. I like to think that was pretty kind of like tossing the blame off of them, because like the artist isn't there, so you're like, oh, we didn't know that was in there. The artist, used to work here and they had the assets in there. We just used the assets. We thought they were like legit assets. We didn't know. So it says the issue was unknown by our existing art team, and we are still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. We have reached out to Anti-Real to discuss this issue and are committed to do right by the artist. As a matter of policy, we do not use the work of artists without their permission, which is a funny thing to say because the last 3 times they use the artist's work without permission. So as a matter of policy, we don't use it without permission. And that wasn't even like that long ago. One was in 2021. The cutscene was in 2023, and the Nerf Blaster was in 2024. It is 2025. How is a matter of policy that you don't use the work of artists with their permission? It seems like it's a matter of policy that you do use the work of artists with their permission. But to prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by the former Bungie artists, and implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions. So that should be like something that's done. And it's not, I think what happens is people look at the internet when artists are getting like ideas for things to make something, they'll look at something similar to kind of get a idea of how they want it to go. And they call it like mood boarding, to set the mood, the tone of the game. They're like, we want this kind of aesthetic. And instead of creating an aesthetic, or instead of using those assets and creating an aesthetic from it, they probably let the artist go that pulled those assets, or the intern or associate, because it could have been an intern as well, that grabbed those assets together and as a mood board type thing. And they didn't have a chance to really sort through that. And as they were building the game together, they just took them and used them, thinking that they were actual like art pieces, but they weren't really ready to be art pieces. They were still as mood board pieces. And if you're somebody who's gonna let go, you're not about to be like, especially the way the companies do it. They have all this talk about being, oh, we're for our employees, we love our employees, and then like, oh, gotta lay you guys off on the last day of your when you come to work, and you find out online that you got laid off. So they probably like, nah, I'm not telling them nothing, and bounced. Oh, get your stuff, you gotta go. Like, okay, I'm locked out of my account, so that's that. No point of telling you guys anything. Can't clean up what's in here because I can't even get to it. To prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically done by the former Bungie artists, and implementing stricter checks. We value the creativity and dedication of all artists who contribute to our games, and we were committed to doing right by them. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. So this was also brought to light like a day before they were supposed to do their live stream. Like I had a scheduled live stream on Twitch to talk about, show some stuff off in the game, some of the changes they were making, get the community a little bit hyped on it. And they couldn't show that stuff because it's going to have all the assets. And of course, Twitch chat was going bananas, talking about, hey, what about them art assets though? What about them stolen art assets? So when we go here on stream, they did address it. They said they couldn't show anything, but this is them addressing it here in the chat.
And so to that extent, I want to send my personal apology to Anti-Real, whose work was used in this case. And I know how unfair this feels, and we're doing everything we can to make this right with her. Her work is fantastic, and we clearly share mutual appreciation for a specific genre of graphic design, and it's very exciting, and I'm excited to have folded that into our style in general. So thanks for listening, and thanks for your patience. Great.
So you see how like the mood in this stream was like terrible. Like they were, whew. Yeah, this face sums up a lot. And then here's a picture of the chat. Plagiarism will make me God. Plagiarism will make me God. Zero gameplay stream about the weeds of the game's balancing when the real problem with Marathon is the fact that it's painful derivative in literally every single aspect from the art style to the gameplay, and then babyfied on top of that. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments about this situation. Bungie's every year art theft that they have going on once a year. Next year, they'll probably take something else, I guess. And I'll see you guys in the next comments. Like, subscribe, and until next time. And I'll see you guys in the next comments. I'll see you guys down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and until next time. Peace.